Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Digital Micro. You're on the Digital Micro Trading Journal channel. Day trading for ROI payout. No trade recommendations. It's just my trade journal. And we have 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. PPI and jobless claims coming in, so definitely a news catalyst. We'll cover price action, order flow levels for Thursday, April 13th, 2023, price imbalances, rebalances, draws on liquidity, and order flow levels. So let's get to it. 24-hour chart. So this is a 21 handle range here, and the time I'm shooting this just after 6:23 a.m. Eastern Standard, and I'm trying to get this out before the 7:30 pivot. So you can see here, this is Thursday. We've got the news coming up, and we're above the weekly fair value gap. If we go below this, definitely going to be bearish, and I'm noting here a middle Bollinger Band on the 24-hour at 40.6850. But we've got a doji bar going on, and above here, we've got a previous new week open gap. We're right in the middle of another new week open gap, and above, way above here, which I don't think we have the juice, we'll see though, is 41.5675, and that's the 50% wick of yesterday. Yesterday was fairly big because we had the FOMC, and you can see here we basically did the previous week's high, and we looked for a liquidity pool above that. We hit it promptly with order flow up thrust, had a sell signal, and then the low of the day was 41.1350. This is again on the S&P micros. This is remained to be closed for this week, but I'm thinking this is going to be a shot that we do get in here. And this red line here is the March 31st RTH open, and below that is the mid encroachment of this weekly fair value gap. Next chart, let's go to it. 60-minute. Above here, we've got the draw on liquidity at yesterday's high, 77, 41.77, 25 and change. Below, I've got another draw on liquidity at 4099.50, and there's more below that, but these are the ones that are closest. This red rectangle is of particular interest because this is a fair value gap. We've got a pivot, and we've got a new week open gap, and this is above where price is currently. So you can see here we had yesterday's RTH open right around 57, and right here we've got the April 10th 4104.75 and the fair value gap below on the weekly with a new week open gap below that, fair value gap below. So that kind of wraps it here. The 60-minute chart gives me a little bit better view. I've got no positions on. I'm just submitting to time, and the time zone pivots are going to be 7:30, 8:30, and 10 o'clock. And I'm going to try to find the silver bullet trade from 10 to 11. So let's go to the 15-minute. The 15-minute. So this is the bellwether chart, and you can see here below, I've got the fair value gap weekly below, above. This is the 60-minute fair value gap. So these are the zones. And currently, we've got price above the day one VWAP. So I'm just trying to see here, are we going to have any range significantly below that? And if not, then I'm expecting this to drift up here, but we'll see. It's all about the news catalysts here coming up. Let's go to the Renko last. So I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to the Renko because I took it and I didn't really let this harvest out as much as possible. I bought around the 15s, 17s, and just got out way too early here. And you can see here we went from Globex open for Thursday right at the lower blue Keltner, and we went all the way to the red here. And you can see price doesn't really have a lot of mojo to get into this 60-minute fair value gap above here that I already mentioned. but we're currently below the red at the day one. Notice the Keltners are slanted down here. Lower comes in at 41.045 and upper 41.50. So I'm going to pay attention to that this Thursday. I'm going to pay attention to my size. Thursdays are not generally my best days, but they're better than Fridays. That's a wrap. Take care. Aloha. Bye.